video, and now this video is talking about scouting players and how you go about doing it. Obviously use Sorare data, definitely the best platform, best website, and you have to be using it if you want to be successful in Sorare. Realistically, everyone uses it. It's great, and this is definitely the place to go to be scouting players for your Sorare teams, especially semi-pro, when you're all about finding hidden gems, under value players that can hit good scores and that are reliable. So you go scout, and then me personally, not player for, I go player rankings. And now you see here, I would adjust this to 9 or 10, because you've got to take into consideration suspension, and with the World Cup as well, there could be some good gems that they're not starting for their World Cup clubs, and if you put it out of 15, realistically, there's not going to be a lot of players. And now what you can do here is you can, because all the semi-pro divisions are champion in Europe, you can press champion Europe, but what I like to do is do individual leagues, and depending on your account, depending on like the players you have, you're going to do specific leagues. So for example, the first one I see, League R. And now for semi-pro, we're assuming that you've got quite a low budget because you're in semi-pro. So always defenders, because let's reset, because they are not that expensive. Really, there's not a high demand for defenders. There's loads of them, and there's loads that can hit good scores that are cheap. So I would 100% defenders. If you've got like a bigger budget, I wouldn't really recommend semi-pro. Say you do the midfielders next, you can get some good, but definitely no forwards or goalkeepers, because they're the most expensive and like not the best for semi-pro. Filter it, and now here, I think, yeah, as you can see straight away, if you just leave it like this, it filters it by L15 of the highest. And this, you can do this, however, depending on your budget, you have to look. And because I obviously don't have the Sorare data, like full package, I can't put this into pounds or anything like that. So you roughly know. You just, like, this is like 30. It's a bit more now. This is like 15 quid, same. So you roughly know what it is, but it's not exact. And so you have to look like more at it. But if you have a specific budget, and you can't be asked to look at all this, you can filter it by limited value. This is the top, and then you just scroll to, say, 10 quid. So scrolling down, and then this will be above 10 quid. But let's just say here. So Kolasinac, for example, we're looking at the scores, and what you're really looking for is peaks. Guilherme, you can see he's actually in my team. So let's just look at him, for example. And you're looking at him, and he's super inconsistent. Look, let's just look at last 3 months, because that's where. So he hits a 40, he hits a 59, he hits a 58, 70, 63, 29, and then 92, and then 47. So this is what you're looking for. You're not looking for consistent 50s, because that, you're not going to win anything with that. So you need to see like the peak. They can hit a score that's like a 70 or above like that, because of how big the captain bonus is. It will really like allow you to win rewards and stuff. So he's an option. And then let's say, alright, you don't want under 23, because we're not playing under 23 and their price is inflated, so it's just pointless. Alright, let's just look at Kolasinac, for example. So you go on SO5 scores, go 3 months, and he looks like a great option. As you can see, he's got the peaks. He looks like a great option. Did he play here? A bit worrying with the 20 minutes. 90. Hopefully, it's just some rest. But you do have to watch that. You do have to do your own research. But he looks like a great example. And then you can't fully rely on this. And then you could look his price graph. It's kind of look like quite steady, with a slight dip. And then if you're looking to buy auctions and offers, you look, so 12 quid. So I reckon you could get him for like 10 quid. You send someone a trade who's been trying to sell him for a while. So or you can get him for 10 quid, let's say. He's a great option. Bit of a bigger budget, who I was looking at. He's 35, you take into consideration that, but it's a short-term thing. And he's just produced monster scores at the moment, hasn't he? He's looking brilliant. And then we just see auctions and offers. So it's a bit more expensive, 16 quid. But 16 quid for consistent scores like that, it doesn't look too bad. I might have to think about picking them up, depending on how my Guilherme does this week. There were some examples. He looks alright. Plays for a poor team though. This guy as well. He's perfect. As long as he's playing. Yeah, 90. As you can see. This week, because if he's all 40s or 50s, you're not going to be winning anything. With the big bonuses, these 80s, 79 and 83 is going to be massive. So yeah, he's an option as well. So that is how I go about scouting. I look, filter by the price, go to the price where your budget allows you, and then just look all players underneath that, and then you obviously look at percentage played. You want to see as high as possible, especially in the L5, because if that's low, then it might be due to an injury or he's out of favour. For example, him, you look at that, 86 L5, and you think, wow. And you look at his scores, 3 DMPs. So this is why you need to do your research. And he did get a great 99, 75. However, if he's injured, which it looks like it is, then maybe it's not the best option. But that's why research is so important, because you don't want to buy someone for them to just go further down and then not play. So that's what I would do. And I would do this. So this is League 1, for example. I would do this for every league. Defender, filter by limited value, go down to where your budget is, and yeah, just look at the L5s, but don't be too worried about the L5. If the L5 is not looking great at the moment, but the L15 and L40 is, then maybe you're just on a dip and you can get it for a good price. So I wouldn't be too concerned about anything like that. But make sure you do your research to get the best deals, and always, when buying players, trade. Never just buy them straight, unless it is a crazy good deal. But never just buy them straight, because you can knock a couple quid off, which is that couple quid for a Road to Glory new player playing semi-pro can be really helpful. So I would recommend doing that. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.